Hi everybody, it's Jeff, the Horror File 666. This is going to be a video response to TheKrazyJason. He just posted a video talking about the films in the month of October that he watches, getting close towards Halloween time. And he picked 35 choices. I went ahead and I picked 31. Basically what I really want to do, it should be easy enough to watch one film each day. I might watch maybe 2 or 3 on actual Halloween, but it'll probably be repeat watches of, things in this pile. So I don't want to keep you guys forever. I just want to, bang them out. And this is a special note for TheKrazyJason. I think only like 2 or 3 of the films that you spoke about I have in here, so it should be pretty interesting for you especially. Alright, the first one up. None of these are in any order. This is all a combination of DVD and Blu-ray. TheKrazyJason had talked about this possibly, watching Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers. This the DivMax edition. Great movie. Like he even mentioned too in his video, it's just the whole atmosphere of it is really chilling, and it definitely reminds you around Halloween time, the month of October, and the whole just the season coming and things, and the movie speaks for itself. I mean, to me it's a masterpiece. So that's Halloween 4. This film right here, the Salem Witch Trials, it's got a pretty stellar cast. Kirstie Alley, Rebecca De Mornay, Alan Bates, just a number of people. And this talks about, of course, Salem, Massachusetts back then, how they would accuse people of being witches and heretics and burn them at the stake, and it gets really involved in that. This film is over 3 hours long. Basically, it's somewhat of like almost like a mini-series thing, and they compiled it all together to make it into one continuous play, one continuous feature. I mean, but yeah, it's very cool. I picked this up for I think $4 or $5, and I absolutely love it. It's really good. To me, this brought Kirstie Alley's career back, but a lot of people don't really know about it. It's sort of like a bargain bin Blu-ray, but anyway. Next, The Haunting in Connecticut, based on true events. I'm not sure how true they were, but yeah. So this has the PG-13 edition and the unrated edition on it. And, the theatrical, of course, the PG-13. I've seen this movie a few times now, and, I'm a real big fan of all these, like, haunted house type of movies and, Amityville Horror, things like that. And this is right along the lines of it, and, it actually was a big surprise for me. This is the Blu-ray. I just have it in a DVD case. It's one of those Blockbuster ones, and I took the insert out. So, yeah, The Haunting in Connecticut. Next up, the unrated edition of The Unborn. Very cool as well. If you're into a lot of those, movies like, women are pregnant and all this, like, crazy stuff happens, and, they start losing their minds and the whole thing. It's got theatrical and unrated on it. The woman that, plays in this is gorgeous. That's the main reason why I had picked it up, and also because I knew it was horror and stuff, too. I can't quite place her name right now. Anyway, though, yeah, so this is sort of an underrated one, too. If you like movies like The Omen and, things of that nature, you'd like this. Of course, it wouldn't be Halloween time if you don't watch 976 Evil. This film is, to me, it's a cult classic. I've only just recently picked it up on DVD a few months back, but I mean, I've had the VHS for a long time, and it's one that's near and dear to me. The one kid that was in here is also in the Fright Night, the original Fright Night. And, yeah, it's just, you really got to see it to believe it. Very, very creepy and just strange type of movie. But, yeah, so it says, Revenge is on the line, 976 Evil. Of course, family favorite, basically. Myself and my entire family enjoy this movie. Child's Play, Brad Dourif, Catherine Hicks, Chris Sarandon. Can't say enough about it. This is the Blu-ray DVD edition, which has the upgraded disc in there. This has the Child's Play 20th birthday edition DVD. It's like a digital copy or whatever, so that's cool. I haven't watched that. I mean, of course, I just watched the Blu-ray. Usually if there's these Blu-ray DVD combo packs, I don't even really watch, like, the DVD of them. The Hills Run Red. This movie, probably within the past 5 to 6 years, was one that totally blew me away. I knew nothing about it prior to joining the YouTube movie community, and once I first heard about this with the whole like babyface killer thing, and you're sitting there thinking, well, maybe that's kind of dumb, what have you, but no, it's really not. I mean, it's very well done, and it's got some cool special features on there. It even says right there, it's dark, clever, nasty as hell. Basically, I couldn't have said it any better. And it has high marks from Fangoria and other horror magazines like that, and it's just super interesting, and it totally holds your attention the whole way through. Here's a great one. This is the 2-disc collector's edition of Beyond the Door. Yeah, Beyond the Door is pretty messed up. It's something like an Exorcist type of film, and yeah, this is the exclusive Best Buy 2-disc edition. This is put out by Code Red. And I picked this up at a family-owned thrift store for $2.50, and then when I looked online, it's worth probably about $30 even used, because the 2-disc one is long out of print. Yeah, that's one to check out. My list here is going to have a bunch of remakes in it, actually, reboots, reimaginings, whatever you'd like to call it. I want it to be a little unconventional this year, because I'm usually watching always all the same stuff, and I wanted to really switch it up a lot. I mean, some of these movies like Child's Play and, some of these other ones that I'm going to show you, they're basically an every year watch for me. But this The Hills Have Eyes unrated remake, The Virgin to Die For, yeah, this movie is phenomenal. I like it equally as much as the original Hills Have Eyes. I mean, some of the scenes in this, like, you wouldn't believe it, like holding a gun to like a baby's head and like all this kinds of crazy stuff. I mean, not that I like enjoy that, but it was just shocking to see that. I mean, like, you're sitting there in your chair and your like jaw drops open when some of these scenes are happening, and it's just very like sadistic and a real like brutal atmosphere as it picks up. So that's The Hills Have Eyes unrated. Cannibal Campout. This part of the Retro 80s collection. This is through Camp Motion Pictures. Shot on video film. It's really cool. I mean, like, you can see some of the gore on there. It's so cheesy and like over the top. Like the machete thing, like through the guy's neck and all that. But yeah, I mean, Camp Motion Pictures has some awesome stuff. If you're really into like the SOV shot on video. So that's right up your alley for that. Here's another staple in my collection, 28 Days Later. I was going to also choose 28 Weeks Later, but I mean, both movies are fantastic. It's just I tend to watch 28 Days Later a lot more. I don't know if you could really call it like 100% horror. Like, some of these might not really be. Some of these are sort of like monster flicks and things, but I mean, they're all horror to me. So yeah, Danny Boyle, this is one of his best movies. Just that whole feeling of absolute like desolation, like you wake up in a hospital, nobody's around, you can't find any civilization, you feel like you're the only person left, and it's just crazy. So yeah, that's 28 Days Later. My favorite Stephen King book to film adaptation, Carries, with, of course, Sissy Spacek and John Travolta. I love this movie. I give this at least a 9 out of 10. John Travolta's role in this movie is crap, but I don't even watch it for him. I mean, Sissy Spacek back then, like, I mean, how absolutely gorgeous she was, and just a caliber actress. And of course, this definitely put John Travolta on the map. So, of course, an excellent one. And Brian De Palma directed, so you're in for a real treat. This one I actually found out by shopping at my local Big Lots. It's called Terror is a Man. It's basically loosely based on The Island of Dr. Moreau, which is the H.G. Wells book, and you really got to see it to believe it. It's not gory, it's not bloody. I mean, it's just like this real, psychological vibe, and it creeps you out. And I mean, this movie is from Damn. It's old. 1959. And it's just top notch. I mean, great acting. Nobody in this movie I've ever even heard of. But you don't need to. I mean, just check it out. There's probably still at your local Big Lots. This actually came in a pack with 2 other movies for a whole like $3, and the other ones were garbage, but this was awesome. So yeah, Terrorism Man. One of my favorite vampire flicks, The Forsaken. This was put out by, I think, Columbia. Yeah, Columbia TriStar. And it says The Night Has an Appetite. It's just Kurt Smith is in there, and Brendan Fear, I think he's Fair. And yeah, it's just sort of like a modern day vampire flick. I mean, don't think about Twilight or anything. Just stellar acting. It holds your interest from start to finish, and it's like it really leaves you wanting more. There was at the time talks of doing a sequel, but I don't think that's going to happen anymore. It's been too long. This is from like early 2000s, 2004. So yeah, it's going on like 7+ years already. So that's over and done with. Rupert Everett and Cemetery Man. In my opinion, this is the last great Italian horror flick that came out. This edition right here from Anchor Bay is rare and out of print. If you can find it, definitely grab yourself a copy. My good buddy Keith, Go to the Rats, was nice enough to hook me up with this, and you know, I owe him a big debt of gratitude for that. This movie is just great. I mean, Anchor Bay, they usually don't put out crap. You know, I mean, I'm not really digging the new Anchor Bay logo, but it's sort of like a comedy horror, I guess you could say, and there's zombies in it, and you know, it's a lot of craziness and even some good action parts as well. Sorority Row. This is the Blu-ray, like I said, the Blockbuster ones. I took all the sleeves out, and I'm pretty sure this is a remake. I'm not 100% on that, but yeah, so there's a lot of great actresses in this. The one lady, Carrie Fisher from Star Wars, she plays like the mother or whatever of the sorority, and there's a killer going around, and he has like this interesting weapon. It looks kind of like almost like a tire iron with like blades on it and stuff. And yeah, another one you really got to see it to believe it. I thought it was very cool. Actually, my buddy Justin Run 1988 turned me on to this one, and I didn't steer me wrong, and I absolutely love it. I'm gonna try to speed it up a little bit, guys. I know I'm kind of being long-winded here. Here's the unrated edition of Last House on the Left. This is the remake. This is a superb film. I'd give it about 8.5 out of 10. It has high rewatchability for me, and of course I love the original Last House on the Left. I didn't choose that, but I decided to go with this. You know, the main reason is because, like I said, you know, I wanted to delve more into some of the sequels and remakes and prequels and things like that for this Halloween, you know, to keep me a little bit more interested than just watching all the same stuff. Next up, Bram Stoker's Dracula. Of course, this is Francis Ford Coppola, one of his masterpieces. And yeah, I mean, it needs little to be said. You know, you're talking fantastic acting: Gary Oldman, Winona Ryder, Anthony Hopkins, Keanu Reeves. And Keanu Reeves really isn't all that stiff in this movie. I mean, he's a good actor, but a lot of movies he just seems kind of like he comes off sort of like a robot, you know. But yeah, Bram Stoker's Dracula. Here's Lost Boys: The Thirst. I'm still looking for Lost Boys: The Tribe on Blu-ray at a good price, but I've seen, you know, decent price on Amazon. I might buy it for that. But huge Corey Feldman fan. I don't care what anybody says. I mean, the guy, he's a good actor, and you know, the Frog Brothers are at it again. So yeah, this is very cool. If you dig a lot of like vampire stuff, and you know, you got Edgar Frog at it again, and of course, I mean, I hope they make another Lost Boys movie. I don't really mind any of them. I mean, the first one's the best, of course. Here's Wes Craven's Invitation to Hell. This is a TV movie. It has Robert Urich, Joanna Cassidy, and Susan Lucci in there. You know, Susan Lucci's famous for her soap opera stuff. But yeah, this was really cool. You know, it's about this guy. He gets like this big like technology job, and you know, that they go to this like different community, and they move, and you know, there's somewhat of like a gateway to hell that's you know, involved in like this health spa sort of thing, and it's a cover-up for pretty much like the doorway to hell. And yeah, so that's that. This is one that KJ did mention, Dawn of the Dead 2004. This is my favorite remake of all time. Hands down, I give this a 9.5, as where I would give the original Dawn of the Dead a 10. Dawn of the Dead 1978 is my favorite film of all time. So yeah, needs really nothing said about that. Here's an interesting one. Carriers has Chris Pine in there and Piper Perabo. I checked this out because I seen Chris Pine in the Star Trek reboot, and I thought that was cool. And I was looking at my Big Lots, and I was like, wow, Carriers. And then this involves some kind of like a virus outbreak, and it's like, you know, sort of, I guess, killing the people and like kind of mutating the way they look and stuff. And yeah, so I ended up selecting this one for my list. You know, reason being because it's not really 100% horror either, but you know, it's something that I enjoy. So you can group this in with horror, basically. Here's another one. This is Sam Neill and John Carpenter's In the Mouth of Madness. This movie I think has gotten kind of pricey as well. I didn't really pick out too many John Carpenter films, but I really love Sam Neill in this, and you know, John Carpenter did a fantastic job. This is very creepy too, and it's not too long and not too short. It's about 90-something minutes, and definitely will hold your interest. I mean, you know, seek this out if you can, if you don't really mind paying a little bit of a high price. Here's Zombieland, Woody Harrelson, Jesse Eisenberg, Emma Stone, Abigail Breslin. One of my favorite movies in at least the past 10 years. And yeah, this one is, you know, a friggin' riot from start to finish. It's funny, it's gory, it's got some scary elements to it, and it'll keep you coming back for more. I've probably seen this 15 times plus. So yeah, that's Zombieland. Here's the remake of George A. Romero's The Crazies. Of course, this is the modern day version of it. And yeah, with this film, I actually like this a little bit better than the original The Crazies. I think that was from like the early 70s or so. And yeah, basically it's like people are, you know, going crazy in this town, and you know, they can't quite figure out, you know, whatever the hell's going on. And there's like the sheriff in the town is trying to get down to the bottom of it, and you know, like they get like crazy and like a violent outbreaks, and they start killing people, and all the shit's going on. And it's just, you know, another one you really got to see it to believe it. Here's Feast, unrated. This is directed by, I think, Clu Gulager. Yeah, John Gulager, which is Clu Gulager's son. And this movie is friggin' great. This was a movie, was the result of a TV show called Project Greenlight. It's Wes Craven, Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, and Chris Moore are executive producers. This was from one of the seasons of that. And yeah, so the guy that ended up winning, I guess, I believe was John Gulager, and I didn't know he was related to Clu Gulager, but he is. And yeah, it's just about like these creatures. It's sort of like a creature feature thing, but yeah, it's very cool. This one I picked, Exorcist II, The Heretic. I chose this because, I mean, I've seen the original Exorcist so many times, and in this film, I mean, Linda Blair was absolutely drop-dead gorgeous, and I mean, you can't say anything about, you know, her acting ability. I mean, it's on par. Like, every movie that she's in is usually really good. Even like Roller Boogie and movies like that, I don't really mind them, you know, just because she's in it. Yeah, so that's Exorcist II. A couple more, guys. I'm sorry to keep you forever. Return of the Living Dead Part 2. I didn't go with Part 1. I absolutely love it, but I love the cover for Part 2 a little bit better. I mean, you know, go ahead and be mad and hate me, but yeah, Part 2 is freaking awesome. And I actually had seen Part 2 before I saw the first one when I was younger, so this kind of sticks out in my mind a little bit more. I went with another classic flick. This is The Return of the Vampire. Bela Lugosi. It has a vampire and a werewolf in it. I forgot the guy's name that plays the werewolf, but this is very cool as well. You're talking 1943 this film was from, so it's in black and white, like the cover and couple pics on the back are colorized, but don't let that fool you. It's black and white. This is highly underrated. Bela Lugosi is a friggin' master actor, and I mean, you know, a lot of the things that he was in, even non-horror stuff, will hold your interest. Here's some trauma. Screenplay. It says writing a killer script can be grisly murder. One of my favorite trauma films of all time. Directed by George Kuchar. Yeah, so, no, I mean, Rufus Seder is the director. George Kuchar is the main character in it. Yeah, it's about a guy that, you know, goes to Hollywood and he's writing a script for, I guess, basically like a horror film, and all the stuff that's happening in his script ends up happening to him. So yeah, this I paid about maybe $8 or $9 for at the time because it was getting really hard to find. I think it's back in print. I think this was the only thing this director actually did, but I wish he would have did some more stuff. And then last but not least, The Return to Sleepaway Camp. Vincent Pastore, Isaac Hayes, Paul D'Angelo. This is the cult classic continues supposedly. Yeah, this is put out by Magnet Releasing. And in the beginning, I laughed at this. I was like, "What, Isaac Hayes?" You know. But Isaac Hayes is in some cool stuff if you dig exploitation. There's this film called Truck Turner, which is fantastic. But anyway, that's exploitation. Yeah, it's got some of the original cast members and crew in this one, and you know, it's good. You know, I didn't really feel like watching some of the originals and stuff. Like I said, I wanted to go with some remakes and sequels and stuff. Yeah, so there's a whole big pile of flicks there. Hopefully I'm going to be watching one a day. Maybe if I skip a day, I'll watch two one day. And yeah, big thanks to TheKrazyJason for, you know, doing that video, and it really inspired me to do this as a video response. So yeah, I mean, it's early, but I have a great Halloween, everybody, and I'll be talking to you soon. Take care. Happy viewing.